4 worst nuts you should never touch, and 4 you must eat after 60. Seniors, let's be honest. We've all heard the advice that nuts are the ultimate healthy snack. High in protein, packed with good fats. A handful a day keeps the doctor away, right? But here's the shocking truth. Not all nuts are created equal. In fact, research published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology shows that regularly eating the wrong kind of nut can raise your risk of cardiovascular disease by up to 48%. That's nearly half. And it's not just your heart at stake. Some of the nuts sitting right now in your kitchen cabinet, the very ones marketed as healthy, can silently inflame your joints, block your arteries, spike your blood pressure, and even accelerate memory decline. And here's the terrifying part. One nut, extremely popular among seniors and low-carb dieters, contains toxic compounds that can quietly damage your liver, kidneys, and brain when eaten often. Chances are you've had it this week, thinking it was helping you when it was actually harming you. But don't worry. Today we're going to set the record straight. In this video, we'll uncover the 4 nuts you must eat daily to protect your bones, boost your brain, and support your heart. And the 4 nuts you should never touch after 60, no matter what the packaging claims. Stay with us until the end because the #1 worst nut on this list hides a dark truth that almost no one talks about. And it could be silently sabotaging your health right now. Before we dive in, let me ask, which nut do you snack on the most? Almonds? Walnuts? Peanuts? Drop your answer in the comments below. We read and reply to every single one with tips tailored just for seniors like you. Now, let's start with the nuts that are the most harmful to your body. Worst nut number 4, peanuts. The inflammatory trigger hiding in plain sight. For decades, peanuts have been America's favorite snack. Peanut butter sandwiches, roasted peanuts at ball games, even heart-healthy marketing slapped on jars at the grocery store. But here's the problem. Peanuts aren't really nuts at all. They're legumes. And for seniors over 60, they can be one of the most dangerous snacks you can put in your body. Why? Let's break it down. Aflatoxin danger. Because peanuts grow underground, they are especially prone to mold. That mold produces aflatoxins, toxic compounds linked to liver damage and cancer risk. For younger people, the liver may process small amounts. But as we age, our detoxification systems slow down, making seniors far more vulnerable to the accumulation of these poisons. Silent inflammation. Even if mold isn't present, peanuts contain proteins that can trigger low-grade inflammation, even in people without true peanut allergies. For seniors already facing arthritis, heart strain, or memory decline, this added inflammation acts like gasoline on a slow-burning fire, worsening pain, stiffness, and brain fog. Bad fat balance. Here's another hidden problem. Peanuts are loaded with omega-6 fatty acids. And while omega-6s are not inherently bad, the modern diet is already drowning in them. Seniors need balance between omega-6 and omega-3 for heart, brain, and joint health. With peanuts, the ratio is so skewed that they actually fuel more inflammation. The exact opposite of what your body needs after 60. Dangerous interactions. There's one more red flag. Peanuts contain vitamin K, which can interfere with blood-thinning medications like Warin. This makes peanuts not just inflammatory, but potentially dangerous for the nearly 63% of seniors managing high blood pressure or heart conditions. And if you thought natural peanut butter was safer, think again. Even unsalted versions still carry the omega-6 overload. Commercial brands add hydrogenated oils, sugar, and salt, creating a metabolic nightmare for aging arteries. Cognitive risk. It gets worse. The common dry roasting process creates acryamides, chemicals linked to cognitive decline. For seniors already worried about memory lapses, This is one hidden risk you don't want to take. Bottom line, peanuts are cheap, tasty, and everywhere. But for seniors, they come at a heavy price. Hidden toxins, inflammation, poor fat balance, drug interactions, and even brain risks. If you've been snacking on peanuts for years without noticing problems, the damage could still be building silently. Swap them for safer, truly heart and brain up supporting nuts that we'll reveal later. Next up, we move to worst nut number 3. A nut with a deceptively healthy reputation that can secretly spike your blood sugar, weaken your bones, and even raise kidney stone risk. Stay with me. This one surprises almost everyone. Worst nut number 3. Cashews. The healthy snack that spikes blood sugar and strains your kidneys. Cashews look smooth, creamy, and harmless. They're in trail mixes, stir-fry dishes, even dairy-free cashew cheese. Many seniors reach for them, thinking they're a heart-healthy nut. But here's the truth. Cashews are not the friend your body needs after 60. Let's break down why. Hidden sugar spike. Unlike almonds or walnuts, cashews are surprisingly high in carbohydrates, about 9 grams per ounce, with much less fiber to slow that sugar down. For seniors, especially the 25% living with diabetes and nearly 50% with pre-diabetes, that means cashews act more like candy than a nut. They can cause sudden blood sugar spikes and crashes, undermining medication control and fueling fatigue, brain fog, and long-term nerve damage. Calcium blocker and kidney stone risk. Cashews also contain oxalates, natural compounds that bind to calcium in your gut. That sounds harmless, but here's the problem. Less calcium absorption means weaker bones, a critical risk for seniors already fighting osteoporosis. And those oxalates can combine with calcium to form kidney stones, which become more common and more painful after 60. So instead of strengthening your body, cashews can quietly steal the very minerals you need most. Processing problems. Cashews are not eaten raw straight from the shell. They must go through a long industrial processing to remove urushiol, a toxic compound also found in poison ivy. By the time they reach your grocery store, much of their nutritional value is diminished, and many versions are oil-roasted, heavily salted, or flavored with additives that further stress your blood pressure and heart. Protein problems. Here's another hidden concern. Cashews contain enzyme inhibitors that make protein digestion harder. For seniors who already experience reduced digestive efficiency, this can mean you're not fully absorbing protein, a nutrient vital for preserving muscle and independence after 60. Easy to overeat. Finally, their creamy texture makes cashews incredibly easy to overeat. An ounce may not sound like much, but handfuls add up fast. Combine the high calories, blood sugar load, and oxalates, and you've got a nut that quietly works against your long-term health goals. Bottom line, cashews are deceptive. They wear the mask of a healthy snack, but behind the creamy crunch lies a hidden sugar spike, calcium-blocking oxalates, toxic processing residues, and digestive stress. For seniors, especially those managing diabetes, osteoporosis, or kidney health, cashews belong on the avoid list. Coming up next, worst nut number 2. It's one of the most luxurious, expensive nuts on the market, but also one of the most calorie-dense and fat-heavy for seniors over 60. It can silently raise cholesterol, trigger gallbladder flare-ups, and damage dental health. Worst nut number 2. Macadamia nuts, the calorie bomb that sneaks up on seniors. Macadamia nuts are often seen as a luxury snack. Smooth, buttery, and delicious, they're marketed as a heart-healthy treat. But for seniors over 60, they can quietly become one of the most problematic nuts you can eat. Here's why. The calorie trap. Macadamia are the most calorie-dense nut on the planet, nearly 200 calories per ounce. That might not sound like much, But remember, after 60, our metabolism naturally slows, and burning off excess calories becomes harder. For seniors trying to maintain a healthy weight, a handful of macadamia can quickly sabotage your daily calorie balance. Fat overload. 1 ounce of macadamia carries about 22 grams of fat. And while some of that fat is monounsaturated, it also contains 3 grams of saturated fat per ounce. Research links high intakes of saturated fat, especially in aging bodies, to increased LDL cholesterol and greater risk of heart disease. Even worse, macadamia's rich texture makes them very easy to overeat, adding even more fat and calories without realizing it. Gallbladder strain. About 15% of seniors unknowingly live with gallstones. Most remain silent until something triggers them. With macadamia, the extremely high fat load can put stress on the gallbladder, provoking painful attacks that might otherwise have stayed hidden. Dental risk. Their dense, hard texture makes macadamia difficult to chew safely for many older adults. Seniors with crowns, dentures, or weakened enamel are at risk of cracking teeth or damaging dental work. Oral health is already more fragile with age, so this adds another hidden danger. Quality and processing issues. Macadamias are one of the most expensive nuts on the market. To cut costs, many brands sell cheaper, lower-quality versions that are often stale, rancid, or stored improperly. Rancid fats create oxidized lipids, which fuel inflammation and can worsen arthritis, heart strain, and cognitive decline. Commercially roasted macadamia often adds sodium and unhealthy oils, compounding the problem by spiking blood pressure and damaging vascular health. Bottom line, macadamia nuts may taste luxurious, but for seniors, they're a calorie bomb, fat overload, and dental hazard all in one, adding gallbladder stress and the risk of rancid fats. And it's clear these nuts don't belong on a senior's daily snack plate. There are far better options for heart and brain health that won't sabotage your weight or cholesterol. And now let's move to the #1 worst nut for seniors. This one is small, slippery, and seems harmless, but it's a medication disruptor, an appetite killer, and even a vision risk. Most seniors have no idea how dangerous it can be. Worst nut #1: pine nuts. The medication disruptor you never saw coming. Pine nuts look small, harmless, even elegant when sprinkled over a salad or blended into pesto. But for seniors over 60, they're one of the most problematic nuts of all. Not because of calories, but because of the way they interfere with your medications, your appetite, and even your vision. Hidden medication interactions. Here's the first red flag. Pine nuts contain compounds that can interact with prescription medications. And since more than 60% of seniors take daily prescriptions for blood pressure, cholesterol, or mood, this is no small concern. Pine nuts are particularly risky when paired with statins for cholesterol, antidepressants, common blood pressure drugs. These interactions can either reduce the effectiveness of your medications or amplify their side effects, putting your health in a dangerous tug-of-war you'll never see coming. Pine nut syndrome. A bitter surprise. Perhaps the strangest and most troubling risk is something called pine nut syndrome. After eating certain pine nuts, many people develop a persistent bitter or metallic taste in the mouth that can last for days, even weeks. It might sound minor, but for seniors, this is dangerous. Why? Because taste disturbances are strongly linked to loss of appetite, malnutrition, and weight loss in older adults. In fact, studies show that up to 42% of people affected by pine nut syndrome lose noticeable body weight. For someone already battling frailty, loss of appetite can spiral into weakness, poor recovery, and increased risk of falls inflammation, and oxidation. Pine nuts are also loaded with polyunsaturated fats. Normally, that would be a good thing, except these fats oxidize quickly, especially when stored improperly. Oxidized fats don't nourish the body. They create inflammatory compounds that can worsen arthritis, cardiovascular disease, and even cognitive decline. Eye health concerns. Emerging research has linked compounds in certain pine nut varieties to an increased risk of age-related macular degeneration, AMD, the leading cause of vision loss in seniors. Considering that 1 in 3 adults over 60 already struggles with vision problems, this is a red flag. No one talks about aspiration and swallowing risk. Because pine nuts are small and slippery, they pose a higher risk of aspiration for seniors with swallowing difficulties or dry mouth, a common side effect of many medications. Inhaled food particles can lead to choking episodes or even dangerous respiratory infections. Bottom line, pine nuts may look innocent, but for seniors, they're a triple threat. They disrupt medications. They can cause pine nut syndrome that steals your appetite and weakens your body. And they add oxidative and inflammatory risks that your heart, joints, and eyes can't afford. For these reasons, pine nuts rank as the #1 nut to avoid after 60. Swap pesto made with pine nuts for versions using walnuts or almonds. You'll still enjoy the flavor, but without the silent risks. From dangerous to healing. So, now you've seen the truth. Not every nut is your friend. Peanuts, cashews, macadamia, and pine nuts may look innocent, but they bring hidden dangers from inflammation and blood sugar spikes to medication interactions and even vision risks. For seniors, these are silent traps you can't afford to fall into. But here's the good news. Nature also gives us nuts that do the opposite. Instead of fueling disease, the right nuts can strengthen brittle bones, sharpen memory, and support brain health, keep blood pressure in check, and even protect your thyroid and metabolism as you age. The key is choosing wisely, because after 60, the difference between the wrong nut and the right one can mean the difference between aching joints and strong legs, between brain fog and clear thinking. So, let's flip the script. Here are the 4 best nuts every senior should eat daily to protect your health, energy, and independence. Starting with one that's a true bone-building powerhouse. Best nut number 4, almonds. The bone-strengthening powerhouse. If there's one nut that deserves a permanent spot in your pantry after 60, it's the humble almond. Don't let its simple appearance fool you. Almonds are a nutritional powerhouse, uniquely suited to protect aging bones, the heart, and even brain cells. Bone support like no other. After 60, natural bone loss accelerates. Bones become thinner, weaker, and more prone to fractures. Here's where almonds shine. Just a quarter cup of almonds provides nearly 100 milligrams of calcium, about 10% of your daily needs. They're also rich in magnesium, a mineral seniors are often deficient in. Magnesium acts like a traffic officer, guiding calcium into your bones where it belongs, instead of letting it harden in your arteries. Together, calcium and magnesium from almonds make your skeleton sturdier and your circulation safer. Heart health protection. Almonds are loaded with monounsaturated fats, the same heart-healthy fats found in olive oil. These fats lower harmful LDL cholesterol while supporting healthy HDL cholesterol. For seniors, this means less strain on the heart and a reduced risk of cardiovascular disease. Brain and antioxidant shield. Almonds are also rich in vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that helps protect brain cells from oxidative damage, a key contributor to cognitive decline. And when eaten with their skins on, almonds provide flavonoids that double the antioxidant punch. That means better memory protection, sharper focus, and more resilience against age-related brain fog. Digestive friend. Constipation affects nearly 40% of seniors, but almonds offer a natural solution. With about 3.5 grams of fiber per serving, almonds help keep digestion moving smoothly, reducing discomfort and supporting gut health. A small caution: almonds are a bit harder in texture, so seniors with swallowing difficulties should chew them thoroughly, or choose sliced, slivered, or soaked almonds to reduce choking risk. Bottom line: almonds are more than a snack. They're a bone-building, heart-protecting, brain-shielding ally for every senior. A handful, about 15 to 20 almonds a day, ideally raw or dry roasted without salt, is enough to make a real difference. And if you think almonds are impressive, wait until you meet the next nut. Best nut number 3 doesn't just protect your brain, it actively improves memory, flexibility, and even sleep. Best nut number 3. Walnuts, the brain-boosting protector. It's almost poetic. Walnuts look like little brains, and science shows that's exactly the organ they nourish best. For seniors over 60, walnuts aren't just a snack. They're nature's prescription for sharper memory, healthier blood vessels, and even better sleep. Cognitive superfood. Walnuts are the richest nut source of alpha-linolenic acid, ELA, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid. Omega-3s strengthen the fatty membranes around brain cells, improving how they send and receive signals. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that seniors who ate about 1.5 ounces of walnuts daily had faster processing speed and better mental flexibility in just 8 weeks. Walnuts also contain polyphenol, powerful antioxidants that cross the blood-brain barrier to directly combat inflammation in brain tissue. This protection helps slow the progression of neurodegenerative conditions like Alzheimer's and dementia. Natural sleep support. Here's a lesser-known benefit. Walnuts contain melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep. Since melatonin levels drop naturally with age, eating a handful of walnuts before bed may help seniors fall asleep faster and enjoy deeper, more restorative rest. Cardiovascular benefits. Walnuts are also rich in arginine, an amino acid that helps blood vessels relax and stay flexible. Combined with their antioxidant polyphenol, walnuts support lower blood pressure, improved circulation, and reduced risk of heart disease. In fact, researchers have found that walnuts can enhance the effects of blood pressure medications, working with your body instead of against it. Anti-inflammatory protection. Inflammation is at the root of most age-related decline. From joint pain to memory loss, walnuts' mix of omega-3s, polyphenol, and vitamin E helps keep inflammation under control, protecting both your body and mind. How to get the most from walnuts. Aim for 7 to 9 walnut halves a day. Keep them in the fridge to prevent their delicate oils from going rancid. Don't fear the slight bitterness. That flavor comes from their potent antioxidants doing their job. Bottom line, walnuts are the ultimate brain and heart guardian for seniors. They support sharper thinking, steadier blood pressure, calmer sleep, and stronger protection against inflammation. For anyone over 60 looking to stay independent, walnuts are a daily essential. Next, we move to best nut number 2, pistachios, a nut that doesn't just taste great, but has surprising benefits for blood pressure, eye health, and even mindful eating. Best nut number 2, pistachios, the heart and vision protector. Pistachios may be small, but don't let their size fool you. For seniors over 60, these bright green nuts are a triple threat. They help balance blood pressure, protect your eyes, and even improve how you eat. Blood pressure balance. What makes pistachios unique is their mineral balance. Just 1 ounce, about 49 pistachios, contains 285 milligrams of potassium with very little sodium. Potassium helps the kidneys flush out excess salt, a job that becomes harder as we age. This balance can actually lower systolic blood pressure by 3 to 5 points. Results similar to some prescription medications, but without the side effects. For the nearly 2/3 of seniors living with hypertension, this makes pistachios a smart daily choice. Eye health support. Pistachios stand out for their high levels of lutein and zeaxanthin, two carotenoids that concentrate in the retina. These antioxidants act like natural sunglasses, shielding the eyes from blue light and oxidative stress. That's crucial for seniors because the leading cause of vision loss after 60 is age-related macular degeneration, AMD. Regular pistachio intake can help slow that decline and protect independence. Mindful eating and cognitive perks. Here's something interesting. Pistachios come in shells. That means you naturally slow down as you eat them, giving your body more time to register fullness. Research even shows that seeing the pile of empty shells helps people eat less without feeling deprived. This mindful snacking can help seniors control weight and avoid overeating. And since pistachios also contain antioxidants that fight oxidative stress in the brain, they may support clearer thinking and sharper memory. Diabetes and blood sugar help. For the 25% of seniors living with diabetes, and nearly half with pre-diabetes, pistachios are also a smart choice. Each ounce has 3 grams of fiber, which slows sugar absorption, keeps blood sugar steady, and supports gut health. How to eat pistachios? Choose unsalted or lightly salted varieties. Aim for about 1 ounce per day, roughly 49 nuts. If arthritis makes shelling difficult, buy the half-open variety to make it easier. Bottom line, pistachios aren't just a tasty snack. They're a blood pressure stabilizer, eye protector, and mindful eating tool rolled into one. For seniors, they offer practical, everyday support for heart, vision, and metabolic health. And finally, we arrive at the #1 best nut for seniors, the ultimate nutrient powerhouse that supports the thyroid, metabolism, and even slows cellular aging. Best nut #1, Brazil nuts. The thyroid and longevity super nut. Brazil nuts may look ordinary, but inside each one is a nutrient so powerful it can transform senior health. For anyone over 60, Brazil nuts are not just a snack. They're a natural therapy for thyroid balance, nerve health, and even the slowing of cellular aging, thyroid support, and energy balance. The standout nutrient in Brazil nuts is selenium, the richest natural source known to science. Just one Brazil nut delivers about 96 micrograms of selenium, which is 137% of your daily requirement. Selenium is crucial for activating thyroid hormones, which regulate energy, metabolism, and mood. This is especially important because thyroid problems affect up to 20% of people over 60, but symptoms like fatigue, weight gain, or mood swings are often mistaken for just aging. By providing selenium in its most natural, bioavailable form, Brazil nuts help keep your thyroid functioning properly. Nervous system and reflex protection. Selenium also protects the myelin sheath, the protective layer around nerve cells that often breaks down with age. Stronger myelin means faster reflexes, better coordination, and sharper mental processing. In simple terms, Brazil nuts can help seniors stay quick on their feet and sharpen their thinking. Anti-aging powerhouse. Here's where it gets fascinating. Selenium is an antioxidant powerhouse. Research shows it helps protect telomeres, the protective caps on your DNA that shorten as you age. Longer telomeres mean slower cellular aging and better longevity. That's why many scientists consider selenium one of the most important longevity minerals. Heart and mood benefits. Brazil nuts, healthy fats, fiber, and selenium-rich antioxidants reduce inflammation that fuels arthritis and heart disease, support smoother blood vessel function, and even improve mood and cognitive clarity. Just 1 or 2 nuts daily can lower oxidative stress and improve cholesterol profiles, supporting both brain and heart health. A word of caution: Brazil nuts are incredibly potent. More is not better. Eating too many can lead to selenium overload, which causes fatigue, hair loss, or digestive upset. The safe, effective dose is 1 to 2 nuts per day. That's it. Store them in the fridge to keep their delicate oils fresh, and if possible, buy them still in their shells for longer shelf life. Bottom line: Brazil nuts are the ultimate thyroid protector, nerve defender, and anti-aging ally for seniors. Just 1 or 2 a day can provide what supplements often fail to deliver. Real natural selenium, in a form your body can absorb and use immediately. Conclusion: the nuts that can make or break your health after 60. So, there you have it, friends. The truth about nuts after 60. Not all of them are your allies. Peanuts, cashews, macadamia, and pine nuts may look harmless, but for seniors, they can quietly trigger inflammation, blood sugar spikes, medication interactions, and even speed up aging. But here's the good news. When you choose wisely, nuts become one of the most powerful foods to protect your independence and vitality. Almonds, walnuts, pistachios, and Brazil nuts aren't just tasty snacks. They're bone builders, brain protectors, blood pressure balancers, and even thyroid supporters. And remember, you don't need a handful of each every day. Just a small serving of the right nut eaten consistently can shift your health in the right direction. It's about simple, sustainable changes that add up to stronger bones, clearer thinking, better energy, and more freedom to enjoy life on your terms. Now it's your turn. Which nut do you eat most often? And after today's video, are you thinking about making a switch? Share your thoughts in the comments. We love reading your stories and responding with personalized tips. And if you found this breakdown eye-opening, please like this video, subscribe to Ageless Vitality, and hit the notification bell so you never miss the next senior health tip that could change your life. Because after 60, every choice matters. The wrong nut can drain your health, but the right one can help you stay strong, sharp, and independent for years to come.